The rate inflation's going right now. Pretty soon this will be called Quintillionaire shortbread. Hello there and welcome back to Brew Report, where this week we're trying something from the Wild Beer Co. This is Millionaire. It's a milk stout. It's infused with salted caramel and cacao and chocolate and all sorts of delicious dessert flavours. So this may well be more of a pudding than a beer. Starting with a little bit of background, so Wild Beer Co., if you've not come across them before, they're based down in Somerset, down in the southwest, and they have been brewing there since around 2012. Now, they started things off very much focused on barrel-aged, wild beers, mixed firm stuff. This is none of those things. And so if we're looking for a beer that's representative of the Wild Beer Co. ethos, this ain't it. But it is coming into winter. It's getting cold, the nights are drawing longer, they're drawing in faster. I really want to be drinking stouts right now, so I'm keen to see what this has to offer me. As I said, this is a beer that contains a variety of adjuncts. You've got the caramel in there, the cacao nibs. There is lactose, so it's not suitable for vegans, and also not suitable for those with gluten intolerances as well. Taking a little look at the can, you've got the standard Wild Beer Co. logo, the sort of the antlers, so you know exactly what you're getting there. And the colour, they've gone for a sort of pale caramel, just like the layer of caramel you'd expect to see in a slice of caramel shortbread, Millionaire shortbread. So in that sense, it's already bringing to mind that sweetness, that slight, that flavour of like slightly burnt sugar. So I'll be looking out for that when I taste this beer. So what we have here is a fairly dark brown, cola brown stout. It's not got a huge amount of opacity, surprisingly. As you pour it, you can see it's very transparent, which is odd for a beer that supposedly has so much lactose and oats in the mix there. Once it's in the glass, we see that we've got still that clear, very dark brown body, along with a fairly loose structured sort of caramel coloured head. And that, again, plays well with that theme of caramel flavours, caramel aromas that we're expecting to find here. So on the nose, there is a bit of that caramel, a bit of that sort of burnt sugar sweetness, but there's also an awful lot of charcoaly, smoky flavours coming through there as well. It's not just sweetness, which is reassuring. There is a bit of bite to this, a little bit of sort of smoke in the mix as well. I'm also getting that chocolate, and again, reassuringly, this is smelling like cocoa. It's smelling like dark chocolate, not that sort of slightly sickly Cadbury's Options milk chocolate Hershey's level of sweetness you get with some beers. It's pretty good, that. The first hit on the tongue is that sugary caramel sweetness, very much a white sugar caramel. You're not getting that sort of dark demerara richness coming from this. This is quite a refined white sugar taste. But then that's backed up. It transitions into a lactose sweetness instead. That's from the lactose addition within that. And it sort of rounds the thing off nicely. It tastes like a sort of fudgy mix rather than just pure brittle caramel. There's a bit of that sort of creamy note to it as well. As the flavour progresses, you get more of that chocolate. And again, just with the aroma, it's not that sickly milk chocolate. This tastes like, smells like, feels like proper dark chocolate, which is really very satisfying. There's a hint of saltiness to it as well, which just balances all the flavours out very nicely. And then there's a touch, just the tiniest wisp of bitterness on the finish. In terms of the mouthfeel, there it's a little bit thinner than I would have expected. That lactose gives it a bit of body, but overall it's still quite a watery, quite a light tasting beer, quite a light feeling beer. What body there is being cut through pretty aggressively by the effervescence. The carbonation in this, the bubbles in this are sort of slightly more than I would normally expect for a milk stout. I think it works here because it cuts through the sweetness nicely, but it's definitely not the texture I was expecting. Let's think about the value. I picked this particular can of beer up from Honest Brew, where it's on sale. For non-members, it's around £2.30. I picked it up, I believe, for around £2.12, £2.15, something like that. So pretty reasonably priced. If you go to Waitrose, I believe it's £2.20 or thereabouts per can, and I'm aware it's available at another supermarkets, bottle shops, whatever else as well. Again, broadly similar pricing. So there you are getting a beer that is 4.7% ABV, with this cacao, with this caramel addition. And it's as a 330ml can. I feel like 210, 220 a can is about right for that. It doesn't feel immensely cheap, but it's certainly a good beer. You can do a lot worse for £2.20 a can. Who is this beer for? I'd say this is a good shout for anybody who's like a complete stout fiend. Ollie, I'm thinking about you, but anyone else who likes those dark, roasty flavours, who likes that sweetness, who likes that intensity, I think this works quite well. It's not overwhelming. It's not like that Vocation Imperial Cherry Kirsch or anything to that sort of degree, but there is enough sweetness, enough chocolatey notes in there to keep things interesting. But that's about enough from me. What I want to hear now is, what did you think? Do you absolutely adore Millionaire? Are you a huge Wild Beer co-fan? Are there other milk stouts that you think I should try next for this channel? Whatever your thoughts, let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this review, do give it a like, check out the rest of the videos on this channel, and you can always go to brewreport.co.uk for the full back catalogue, hundreds of beer reviews, pub reviews, travel notes, the works. And until next time, happy drinking.